Hey everybody, this is Delta Zero of Living Vicariously HD, and this right here is Kirby from Kirby's Dream Land. It's made by Good Smile Company. They make all kinds of collectible action figures, primarily of Japanese franchises, such as Kirby from HAL Laboratory. There's a lot of Japanese on the box. I don't know what the semantics are of what classifies as an import, but Good Smile are definitely like a Japanese company, although this was made in China. There's a little Kirby sticker for some reason right there. Kirby's Dream Land. So this is like original Kirby from like the NES, basically. They just released a blue ice Kirby very recently, and it comes with like the ice crown, the icicles, and it has like the dash effect to it. It looks really nice, but I'm more about traditional Kirby, at least for my first one. That's a cool backdrop. Here's all it comes with. It comes with a little pamphlet here. It gives you the details of all the accessories you can add onto Kirby. It includes a base too, so you can actually display it. All the different Kirby faces, all that fun stuff. And this is actually interchangeable with the latest Kirby that's coming out, the blue one. So I'm guessing this is magnetized just by looking at it. Oh my god, this is magnetized. That is cool. So I can move this anywhere I want because this is essentially a giant magnet. So I'm going to see Kirby do a very high kick. There you go. There's a bonus clown Kirby. So you can just easily take them off like this. This should actually probably be pretty easy to put together as far as the different accessories. The mouth has an indentation. So you can actually see there's actually some space in his mouth. This is the fire hat, which has these like translucent flames that are yellow, and they kind of mesh right in there with like a gradient to the red, a little bit of orange. It looks really cool in person. So I'm gonna take the flame hat, and yeah, it just kind of fits right on there. I don't know if there's a specific way to do it, but yeah, that stays on there okay. This shoots out of Kirby's mouth. I'll figure out how that works in just a second. This is the base. They all come with a base just like this, the Nendoroid or Nendoroid or whatever they're called. Good Smile figures. They all come with a base where you can do this and pose them and hold them in there. The flame's held up by this little stick right here. This little guy will hold up the flame. So before I actually start doing this, let's just check out the rest of the accessories. This is Kirby's flying face, as he's all puffed up and holding in his air. And this right here is Angry Kirby. He's extremely mad. He just found out that they're all out of those Taco Bell fries. Here is Screaming Kirby. I think he's actually sucking, so Sucking Kirby. He's just about to absorb the enemy powers. Kind of like Mega Man. Kirby and Mega Man have some shared similarities. We also have this base. I'm not sure what this is yet because I've yet to read it, but there's a special star base. It probably might hold the accessory, I think. Here is Kirby's little hat. It's kind of like a sleepy hat, but it does resemble Zelda. Probably intentionally because he does have a sword with this headgear. Here is the star rod. You'll find this in pretty much every Kirby game, I think. It's a little special star rod. This is the sword that goes with the hat, the green hat. Nice and shiny. They use a shiny metallic paint on the sword. And here's Kirby's tumor. We'll have to figure out what that is. Alright, let me do some reading, and I'll be right back. Okay, so you can apparently split this Kirby face in half. Just remove his limbs. I love this magnetization thing. That's such a cool idea for Kirby. It keeps him very round. It just works well. That's like that, what's that game? Like Canvas Curse or whatever, where Kirby's just a ball. Yeah, you can just split this in half, I guess? Oh, okay, there it goes. You just twist it off and split Kirby's face in half, and then you can add any expression you wish. So yeah, let's figure out how this actually all works. Check it out, it's Flame Kirby! I got the actual separate stand for the accessory right here with the fire. This is a really cool figure. I love the magnetism. I think this would be a lot more difficult to do without the magnets. It stays on there well enough, and there's Kirby without it. You can see how this works from the back. I believe that's how I'm supposed to do it, because you can actually lift this up like so, and you can actually have him float like that. That looks cool too. Give him the little fire hat. This is actually the way to go if you're going to do the flying puff Kirby. In fact, let's do that right now. Here is Flying Kirby. It looks really awesome from this angle because you can't see the semi-translucent figure stick, for lack of a better term. You can actually, since you can move his legs anywhere, you can see the stick there. You can adjust his feet. I believe Kirby usually has them like behind like this when he's flying. That looks right. So let's check out the sword accessory, because we haven't looked at the sword and the hat. Here's the sword accessory. Yeah, once you figure out how to actually stand them up and how this whole thing works, this isn't too bad. I think the more complex ones are probably going to be more difficult to do because they have interchangeable parts, whereas this is all magnetized for the most part. There's Kirby with the, I changed the expression to the shouting one. He's about to cut some people. Yeah, so this will not hold up his entire weight, especially with that heavy cap. So here's an alternate way you can display him. If you want him away from the base, you can actually have him come out like this and ignore the base, and he'll stand up just fine because he's held up by this very versatile apparatus that will actually keep him down, keep him grounded, and keep him secure on there. And hey, if you just want a normal Kirby with the star rod, there you go. You can do that too. It looks awesome. It does look like he's floating because of the base color and everything. That's a neat little feature. They can't all do that. I've seen them. I really want to get the Mega Man X one. They have Mega Man X in his full armor from the first Mega Man X game on Super Nintendo. I want that one so bad, and I'll probably get it after this because this is very high quality. It cost me $30 at Best Buy, which I figure is a pretty good deal because it is a higher end collectible. It's not like World Nintendo or anything. I'll look at some other figures to give you guys an idea of the scale of this too. So here's Kirby with a bunch of baby Kirbys. These are little miniature Kirby figures that actually kind of stack on each other, although they do fall down pretty easily, so I'm not going to do it right now in video. But you can technically stack them on top of each other. They're very cool little figures. And the best part is you can actually get these for, as of this video, as I checked, around $20 on Amazon for the full set, which is all of these with the star. That's a really good deal. I got these as a Christmas gift a couple years ago from someone that used to care about me. And we'll leave it at that because we're having fun in Kirby's Dream Land today. So for scaling purposes, here is the King DDD Amiibo. I chose this because A, it's Kirby related, and B, it's actually my favorite Amiibo. This is the Smash Brothers version, which is light years ahead of the Kirby version, the Kirby series they did. This one's got so much detail. It's got all the shininess to the fur in his coat. The detail is exquisite. I love this figure. I think it's awesome. So here's Kirby with some World of Nintendo figures by Jakks Pacific. One of my favorite lines that has pretty much died a death at retail over the past year and a half. It's kind of a shame. They're still technically making them, but that's a long story. Not really. So here's Samus. You have Cranky Kong, which is the smaller scale. Tanuki Mario, smaller scale. Pikmin, smaller scale, the little base. And these are the larger scale ones. You got Samus and you got Blue Yoshi. So I'd say this Kirby's actually pretty well in scale with these bigger ones, actually. I mean, you can use him as like a giant Kirby with Mario, but I think that's actually a really good scale comparison with these guys. I plan on actually displaying him with the World Nintendo line because Jakks do not have the rights to HAL Laboratories, and they do not have the rights to make Kirby action figures, which is such a bummer, and actually the primary reason why I bought this. Alright, I'm going to leave you guys with a slideshow of sorts that I've created in the future of pictures I've taken of this very cool Good Smile Kirby figure. I like it quite a bit. The magnetization feature is top-notch. I think that's an awesome idea for Kirby because he's a round, marshmallow-like creature. And it comes across well on the actual action figure. The seam isn't super visible. You can move the arms and legs any way you want. It's very easy to do. And it's definitely a great first Good Smile figure for me. So I'll probably pick up that Mega Man X and see how that goes. And well, thanks for watching. I am Delta Zero of Living Vicariously HD. I do this usually once a month now. My schedule's different now. And if you like blind bags and Nintendo, I try to do that stuff on a fairly regular basis. So I'll see you guys hopefully later. Bye.